holidays nale adu namma GT Holidays da, South India's #1 travel brand.
Embrace the new era of learning FEFDY.
Tabu's very funny, people don't know.
Right.
And she's most funny when she's angry.
Oh. Hello, Tabu and Vishal Bharadwaj. Welcome to Galatta Plus. Pleasure to have both of you on the show. You know, when I heard the name of the show, Khufiya, I was reminded of Anurag Kashyap in Luck by Chance, where he's teaching this girl how to say ऐसे कैसे बोलना है. तो कैसे बोलते हैं इसको? Like, do you say?
नहीं, आपने सही बोला.
I said that right? Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys pretty much, you always work together. It's like as if you grew up working together. So
you come in a package deal.
You come in a package deal. You get you and you get you or whatever it is. So these days when he gives you a script, do you even bother to read it or you just say, chalo, let's do it?
I don't bother to read it at all.
Okay.
He just says one line like that. ऐसी फिल्म है इसके बारे में. That's it.
That's it.
I don't even need to know that now actually.
But supposing it's something that you're not comfortable doing,
I don't think he'll bring me anything that I'm not comfortable doing. And more than that, I think when it's with him, then everything becomes comfortable by virtue of it being with him, because it's a different kind of experience.
Right.
It's a different kind of, you know, platter that I'm working from. So everything is okay in that world, in that space when I'm with him.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get into one part of your world and your space, like she said. In Kamine, there's lots of lines about dogs, and there is this Amol Gupte character who says, "Bhau, bhau, bow, wow." You know. Then Haider mein Shahid has this rhyming of afspa and chutzpa, which is chutzpa, but he says it as chutzpa. And yahan pe, the trailer of this movie, Khufiya, so Tabu is speaking about something, and she talks about a mole, which is also a birthmark, but it's also the mole as in the spy wala mole. You really like language and playing with it. And even in Khufiya, the secrets are not just about this agent, but also about the characters and their lives and all that kind of stuff. Tell me about your love for language and how it shapes your writing. Do you think of all this like while you're writing, or after you finish the basic story you say, okay, now let me play with it a bit?
Yeah, actually, my love for language comes from, you know, my upbringing, where I grew up in UP. My father was a poet. You know, I grew up on Urdu poetry. डॉक्टर बशीर बद्र बहुत बड़े शायर हैं, मैं उनकी छाया में पला बड़ा हूँ. और गुलजार साहब से भी जब मैं मिला तो मेरा ज़िंदगी में सपना ही सिर्फ ये था कि, यू नो, इफ़ आई एम एबल टू डू वन सॉन्ग विद गुलजार साहब एंड वन सॉन्ग विद लता जी. एंड नाउ यू नो आई हैव डन, आई थिंक इन हिज कैरियर आई एम द कंपोजर हु हैज डन मोस्ट नंबर ऑफ सॉन्ग्स. So I have in that मैंने RD साहब को भी पीछे कर दिया.
Really?
Numbers में, because मैंने सारी फिल्में उनके साथ की हैं.
Right. Oh, that's amazing.
मुश्किल से एक आध फिल्म है, एक दो फिल्में जिसमें कोई और है, but वरना सारी फिल्में गुलजार साहब के साथ मैंने.
You've done more films
I have 45
with him as a
I think
lyricist
yeah.
than RDB.
Yes.
Just like an amazing
It
thing.
must be more than 30, yeah.
Wow.
30, 35, 40
Right.
films
Right.
with him. So my love for poetry comes from there, and when I became director, I became writer. So this language, like learning different dialects, you know, जगह जगह के इंडिया में बड़ी खूबसूरत बात भी है कि हर 50 किलोमीटर के अंदर डायलेक्ट बदल जाता है. लैंग्वेजेस तो इतनी हैं, वो तो अलग ही है, पर उस लैंग्वेजेस के अंदर हमारे डायलेक्ट चेंज होने लगते हैं. सो दिस इज़ माई लव फॉर पोइट्री, यू नो, जहाँ से ये चीज़ निकलती है. और ये जो सीन आप बोल रहे हैं ना, ये सीन की बहुत कमाल की हिस्ट्री है. सो ये जब शुरू में ड्राफ्ट लिखा गया था तो उसमें ये पहला सीन था जिसमें कि वो सर्दी के लिए लिखा गया था, कि दिल्ली की सर्दी, जनवरी की सर्दी.
You're talking about Khufiya.
खुफिया, ये जो आप मोल वाला सीन बोल रहे हैं ना, तो ये मोल वाला सीन पहले सर्दियों के लिए लिखा गया था, और ये फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट में था कि जनवरी की सर्दी, उदास दिल्ली, और वो कोहरे में से पानी की बूंद की, तार पे पानी की बूंद की तरह चली आ रही थी, ऐसे लड़की को डिस्क्राइब किया था. ओवर द ड्राफ्ट 3-4 साल में ये सीन वहाँ से निकल गया, और ये सीन रहा ही नहीं उसमें। और फिर टप्पू के साथ हमारा हुआ और ये वी वर डूइंग दिस फिल्म टुगेदर। तो मुझे जो भी जिन लोगों ने वो मेरा पहला 2-3 ड्राफ्ट पढ़े थे जिसमें वो सीन था, हर कोई मुझसे ये पूछता था वो पहला सीन है ना, वो पहला सीन है ना। एंड दिस सीन वाज नॉट देयर टिल एक्चुअली टिल वी वर गोइंग टू शूट। और फिर जो मेरा असिस्टेंट है चौबे एंड हनी, उन दोनों ने मुझे एक दिन पूछा कि वो पहला सीन है ना। देन somehow I thought that it's an obligation on me to incorporate that scene.
Were you not convinced or?
नहीं, जब पहला ड्राफ्ट होता है और लास्ट ड्राफ्ट तक आते आते इतनी सारी चीजें होती हैं कि अरे बहुत पोएट्री हो रही है। आई थिंक यू ओनली रोट अबाउट मी वंस कि इट्स माय वीकनेस एंड इट्स माय स्ट्रेंथ बोथ।
You know,
the poetry is my weakness and poetry is my strength.
Yeah, you know, I love listening to it. Alag se, but sometimes when it comes in the movie, sometimes I feel, and this is just my individual opinion, I'm sure there are other people that like it, that sometimes it gets a little like it looks like a verse rather than a thing. But then, you know, that's what makes every individual filmmaker so individual, right? It's like a...
मैं छुपाने की बहुत कोशिश करता हूँ कि पता ना चले, कि पोएट्री पता ना चले, पर
I think he thinks in poetry.
So yeah. So when you decided to make this character from this novel, a female, it's actually a male in the protagonist in this novel, and when you decided to take Escape to Nowhere and make it a female character, did you make it a female character because you wanted to work with her? Or did you first say, okay, I want to make this a female character, and then say, okay, now who can play this female character? I'll come to Tabu.
Okay, so here is secret, Khufiya, मैं आपको बात बताता हूँ। तो I wrote it for a male character. It was written KM as a male character first.
Right.
You know, the people I wanted to work with, they were not able to see my point of view. You know, sometimes what happens, script में कुछ एक होता है, and as you know, then you trust the director कि इसमें क्या कुछ होने की पॉसिबिलिटी है। और मेरे साथ वो बहुत होता है कि मेरी स्क्रिप्ट्स जो हैं वो लिखी हुई कुछ और होती हैं, सेट पे जाके कुछ और बनती हैं। सो दैट ट्रस्ट, सो देन वन डे आई डिसाइडेड दैट ऐसी की तैसी सब मेल एक्टर्स की, माई हीरो इज टबू and she will trust me blindly, and then the obligation now is on me कि I prove her right for trusting me. Yeah, she should not regret it, and I know she won't. Whatever happens to this film. So then I decided that I'm not going to go for any male actor in this because they are not able to understand. And Tabu, first time when she read it,
sorry for interrupting, but what were they not able to understand? Like, what was the
they used
hurdle?
to say, the comment I used to hear from people that nothing happens in the film.
Okay.
It's just a surveillance. It's just a surveillance. But nobody was able to see the drama in that surveillance. The layers and the drama. I think it's a relentless thrilling that it keeps you, on the edge of the seat. This is how I was seeing it. And I used to tell them, that lovely film on surveillance, that Lives of Others. That it's such a beautiful film. That character is just listening to a family in a flat, and it was such a beautiful film. That's how it happened.
The whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Wow. And you got another collaboration with him.
Yeah.
But you've become this go-to person for, if there's a serious role, just let's go to Tabu, right? It's like, but one of the performances of yours that I really, really enjoyed in recent times was Jawani Jane Man. You played this hippie mother, and that scene where you barge into Saif's house, it was so hilarious. I'd never seen that side of you before, and it was so funny, and you were like spaced out and all kinds of, it was just like so wonderful. Why don't you do more comedy?
Comedy, actually,
I know you did Sajan Kare Sasral, all that you've done, but I'm telling you, like these days you're serious actress.
To begin with, I don't think we have so many films in that genre being made every day. Yeah. So the ratio of like a comic film as compared to other kinds of genres is far less. I think that is where it begins. Any actor is always going to be doing fewer comic roles and comedy films as opposed to the other.
Right.
Because the space is thoda limited, So I think that. I don't know if so many characters like these are written for women, you know.
Okay.
The association of women playing these kind of characters. Now you still have women, people writing roles like these for women and all that. But these characters are not to be seen generally in cinema, like in life. I don't know if we associate women with comedy or fun or that so much. Now, yeah, because there are a lot of women out there who are also making you laugh but I don't think it was really that till recently.
Right.
There were not a lot of women who could make you laugh, and there were not a lot of people who could think, about women in that in that spirit. So I think I would analyze it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like if you think back, even though the Sergeant Kare, I mean,
Sergeant Chale
Sassural,
Hera-
those films, those were more about the hero and like
Yeah.
the comedy. You kind of fell into it
The
by default,
situation.
the situation, rather than
Yeah.
it being written around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So characters being written like that is a rarity, I feel.
Yeah.
No?
Have you asked him why haven't you written a full-on comedy film?
He wants to do a comedy.
Yeah, we have to do a comedy.
Yeah.
Tabu is very funny, people don't know.
Right.
And she's most funny when she's angry. गुस्से में टबू का इतने बढ़िया वन लाइनर्स आते हैं, oh my god.
Can you give me a sample?
No, that I won't give.
Oh, those, okay, I won't ask about this then. But when he or one of his associates does something like Date Ishq and it has big women roles and you're not there, do you go and tell him, why did you take me?
Because that's the assistant, no.
So you don't.
It's not him.
Oh, right. Okay. So you have your. But if he had directed Date Ishq, you would have asked him.
No,
I
there
think-
wouldn't have been Date Ishq without her.
Oh my God. This is like this mutual admiration society.
No, I think our relationship was never at that place, or it thankfully now that it has evolved further from there, that there is no, I don't think work, I know it's a cliched statement to say about people that you are close to, but I don't think it matters whether, he works with me or not in one film and does not
Yeah.
work and all that. It does not matter. Because what we have together and what I have with him and what I have towards him and feel towards him is beyond anything that I can explain or that can fit into the realm of ये फिल्म में नहीं लिया या मैंने वो फिल्म नहीं की या I'm not there in this, so what am I doing next? So it's beyond all that because it's too potent what I have with him and the work I do with him. It forms the largest part of my, like I've already said this in an interview, inner landscape, as I say. So it's part of my core.
Right.
So it's much beyond a film.
Right.
The trajectory of my life, my emotional journey, my creative journey has been shaped so much by him and the work I've done with him and his films and the characters that I played with him and what I have with him, just the exchange I have with him, that nothing external can really affect that or change that. And it's something really deep that, it's just something that I experience.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Now you've been working together for almost 20 years now because Maqbool was.
Yeah, Marches.
like,
you
Marches
count
was
Marches?
Yeah, March was
95.
1996, and that was like a remarkable year for you, if I'm not mistaken, because you had Virasat, I think. I think Marches definitely. And then you had Nine Peladata in Telugu. That was a monster hit.
I think Border.
Then you had
Border?
I think even Sergeant
Yeah.
Chale
Sergeant
was
Chale-
that year. So it was like you were just everywhere that year. And if I'm not mistaken, you had Kadal Desam that year.
Oh.
Right, and that was a big blockbuster.
You know all the Tamil films that I've done. And the Telugu.
And the Telugu ones, yeah. I know the Hindi ones also. So in these years, we've worked so long together. Tell me one thing about her, which is like a really unfair thing to ask because I'm sure there are many things, but one thing about her that sets her apart as an actress and actor, and one thing about him that makes him very unique among the directors that you worked with?
Okay, so for me, it's a very personal journey when I work with him. So that makes it completely different, special, and also very, very individualistic in its character. Because I grow, I go back, I break, I form, and all of that is happening when I'm working with him. And he allows me to take the film and the character anywhere that I want to. Of course, being in the, but even that, I've seen so many times I've been able to break so many barriers or even the parameters of the script or the character that we began with. Of course, with his permission and collaboration, and take it somewhere else.
Right.
And I think the trust that I get from him, and I feel what makes it special for me is, I think that मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि I know exactly what he wants.
Right.
So you don't get that, and you don't feel that with everybody. I mean, it's not even possible to have that kind of surety about somebody in your life or in your personal life. But I have that I know exactly what he wants.
Like
तो
trust.
या शायद मैं मतलब it's presumptuous of me to feel like that, but
God, this is. और आप बताइए.
टबू का जो सबसे मज़ेदार बात है एज एन एक्टर, वो ये कि व्हेन शी कम्स ऑन सेट, एंड नाउ आई हैव गॉटन यूज्ड टू ऑफ इट. फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे बड़ा वो था. शी सो इजी दैट इट फील्स दैट शी हैज़ नॉट डन एनी होमवर्क. सो व्हेन शी इज़ ऑन सेट एंड डूइंग ए सीन, आपको लगता है कि दैट शी हैज़ नॉट डन एनी होमवर्क, एंड ऐसे बिकॉज शी इज़ सो not so serious about it.
Right.
And when she performs it, then you feel, oh my God, she has done, such, deep prep for that part. And that's why I think, our trio was broken with Irfan. And, Irfan had that quality, Tabu has that quality, Nasir Bhai has that quality. Where you feel कि, कि ऐसा लगता है कि prep करके नहीं आए. But when they perform, when I'm saying prep करके नहीं आए, कि इतना casual लगता है, they are now taking it seriously, and they are just there. And when they perform, it feels that, they are in that moment.
Right.
And when we say cut, it gets broken. So that's the beauty about, actors like Tabu and Irfan Saab and Nasir
Lovely,
Bhai,
lovely.
Pankaj ji.
This espionage thriller, that genre it's from the days of Hitchcock and probably even before. There's like tons of movies on that, right? So what has Vishal Bharadwaj and Tabu brought to this Khufiya that is special?
Not asking.
I think
You've seen the film though.
Yeah.
so. What happens mostly in 99% of our films when we make espionage films, they become like assassins. The spies become, they become assassins. And raw is actually not called raw. They don't call it, even the officer, they call it RNAW.
Right.
They don't say it raw. And this book especially, and I remember reading it first, it came to me, and at that time I was so overwhelmed with so many books I wanted to make that I refused this book. And that's a story I just remembered, that Irfan came to me once and he said कि आपने वो बुक के लिए कैसे मना कर दिया. तो मैंने कहा इतनी सारी थी, अरे वो इतनी अच्छी डिटेलिंग तो मिलेगी नहीं कहीं आपको कहीं. और सबसे ज़्यादा आपने अगर बुक पढ़ी है वो, तो बुक में ड्रामा कम होगा मगर वो डिटेलिंग, बिकॉज इट्स रिटन बाय द काउंटर एस्पिनाज यूनिट डायरेक्टर अमर भूषण, कि वो आपको ही मेक्स यू सिट इनसाइड द RNAW ऑफिस. सो जो एक रियलिटी ऑफ actually our spies या हमारे RNW के ऑफिसर्स की है, वो इट इज़ सो अनयूजुअल, इट इज़ सो फनी एंड इट इज़ सो ब्यूटिफुल कि वो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें एक एक जो देखने के लिए मिलेगा कि आप यू दे विल मेक यू सेट इनसाइड RNW ऑफिस. Like RNW officers, they are not supposed to carry any arms on them. They can't have an official weapon on them. And this we don't know. I didn't know about it. And that they have to play with their intelligence. So this is, I think, जो असली इसकी जो स्ट्रेंथ है, जो जिसके लिए मैंने फिल्म बनाई है, वो द डिटेलिंग ऑफ बीइंग RNW officer.
So this is probably going to be the closest to the real deal we're going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that, and all the best for Khufiya.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Holidays nale, adi namma GT Holidays da. South India's #1 travel brand.
New way learning through FEFDY.